All right, Hack, you've got the floor.
All right. I know I sound like a broken record sometimes when I talk about progress, but getting our first win on the road this year, that's definite progress. Doing it in the fashion that we did it tonight, absolute progress. It wasn't pretty. In particular, there were phases of that game, the end of the first half, some moments in the second that didn't look great. But I give our guys a lot of credit. The halftime talk was not easy. It was difficult because we should have been in a much better position to control the game. In the second half, while I don't think we played particularly well, what we did do is we defended the box very bravely, brilliantly, and at times, made some key ball-winning moments. Berkey makes, some great saves to help our team out. And at the end of the day, we do get our first road win of the year and 3 additional points. And that's something that the team set out to do in these last 5 games. So credit to them. And I think this is one of those hurdles that we just got over. And now we got to go try to do it again.
Thanks, Hack. We'll go right off with Tom.
Yeah, Jim, what was it like watching those last 70 minutes for you as they just kept coming and coming and coming?
Sorry, what was the first part of that question?
What was it like for you watching like those last maybe 70 minutes of the game? Is there just so many chances that they had, and so much defending that you had to do?
Yeah, we haven't done it very well. We've lost points from this position previously, but tonight we didn't. So I was really upset with the latter part of the first half because I think it was self-inflicted. We gave the ball away far too easy. We didn't take what San Jose was giving us. And that's, but I think it's part of what this team has to get through. And we did it tonight. So, the second half, they're a team that obviously we watched them come back against Seattle on Wednesday night. And so we didn't give up that second goal, and that's a big step forward for us.
Was it risky starting Durkin tonight?
No, not at all.
So what went into it, since he obviously came out in the 23rd minute?
Yeah, he's got a bruise, and his knee yesterday and today was fine, but he took a knock and then he hit a ball and he just felt it, really be very weak. And so he gave it his best shot, which is what Durkin does. But at the same time, I told him, if you're suffering, I don't want you to suffer in this. Keel's ready. If we needed to make a sub, JGR was ready. So credit to those 2 young men to come on in the game and get us the victory.
Matt Baker.
Coach, can you talk a little bit about Edu Leuven, his lack of appearance on the matchday roster?
Yeah, it's unfortunate because he's been in really good form, but it was more precautionary than anything that he specifically his hamstrings, very fatigued. He tried to push through training this week and looked good to a certain point, but then felt like he couldn't go. So again, we talked about it, Matt, earlier in the week in the press conference, that there's a lot of tough decisions that, as a coaching staff, we have to make. Resting a guy like Edu, who's so important to us, knowing that we wanted to, come on the road and get a victory, that's a really hard decision. Playing Durkin is equally hard of a decision, but the difference between the two, to be very specific, is that Durkin wasn't going to hurt himself anymore. Edu could potentially, have pulled his hamstrings, and that soft tissue injury is not something, that I want to put a player in harm's way of.
And then with Chris starting tonight, you started him, it seemed like a single pivot. So can you talk a little bit about what went into the way you ran out the formation? Yeah,
we went out into a new formation. We were, when we were with the ball, we were playing in a 4-3-3, single six. Chris is very good at that. In fact, he is extremely good at that. Wish we could have seen it for the whole 90, but unfortunately, he took a knock and couldn't go on. When we were defending, we dropped into a 4-1-4-1. Would have loved, for us to be able to press a little more, but we went up 2 goals, and to a certain point, we didn't give up anything until we started some self-inflicting, problems. But that was the idea with the shape change. For the most part, felt really good about that. It was nice to have Ras, play like a true winger on the right. Nukvi is not a true winger, and we didn't ask him to play as much. We kind of asked him to go in between. Putting Cello and Seti in the middle, that's a really good midfield right there. And so we had support of Klaus, and interested to see if we can continue to do that as we go forward.
Justin Horniker.
Hey, Coach, just kind of touching on that start. Cedric Teuchert now, like 3 of the last 4 games as a goal within the first 10 minutes. What has been the mentality at the start of each match that everyone just kind of comes out flying and moving in the same direction? And then over the course of, the next 60, 80 minutes, what changes do you need to make over, the end of the season to kind of address that fall off?
I mean, Justin, you're talking about something we have not been very good at. We've given up points, and when we looked so good early in games, we have not been able to close it out. So while, I would just suggest, just my opinion, that we focus on the fact that we just closed out a game, and we had to do it by being, stoutly defensive for Tom's point 70 minutes. That is something we haven't done. Especially we haven't done it on the road. So I love our start. The last thing I said to the guys when I was in the post game was we need to finish the last 20 minutes the same way we start the game in the first 20 minutes. However, I was actually pretty proud of the way we managed those last 10 minutes. I thought we did it really well tonight.
And then Teuchert and Hartl both get the goals, but their play away from the ball, and not just in the goal scoring, but just in the amount of ground they covered tonight, was pretty incredible as well. Can you speak a little bit to that and just their output and just their ability to run out there throughout the match?
Yeah, we knew we needed an effort. We knew we needed a collective effort from the group. It was going to be hard as soon as Durkin, indicated that he needed to come out of the game. That limited the amount of changes we were going to make. Some guys who hadn't started were going to have to go, the full 90. Totland's a great example of that. Did a really good job all night long, but in particular, it's tough to not be in a game for the last 3 matches and then go 90. When you make an early change, that even it means that we can't use the whole bench and use it in the way that we would have planned. So having Seti and Cello put in the work, but also the quality, they've showed that since they got here. Really nice that work that we all did was rewarded tonight with 3 points.
We'll go back to Tom.
Yeah, the halftime substitute, did you take Horn out just because you were going to be down a window for a sub and you didn't think he could go 90, or?
Yeah, I mean, he was asking for a sub in about, I don't know if you could see it on TV, he was asking for a sub in the 40th minute. And I said, you got to get through the next 5. It turned out to be the next 10. And then he got evaluated by the medical staff, and he said, hey, I think I can give you another 10 to 15. That it wasn't, unless we had a planned sub at that point, which we didn't, it meant that we had to make that change. So we didn't use another substitution window.
And I was going to ask you, you brought up Totland. It looked like defensively, he made some big plays on clearing balls. Did you like what you saw there?
I really like what I saw at Totland tonight. It's been for him a struggle. He's always good going forward. Such a quality player on the ball, really good engine. But he was he was really good defensively the whole night, from start to finish. So really proud of his performance.
We'll go to Matt.
Staying on the same topic, Coach, Totland and Horn, this was their first time starting together. Horn had started all three of the previous with Jake. What went into that partnership, and how did you see them working on the field together?
Good. We've seen that for the last month, last month plus. The position battle between Jake and Totland has been fierce. It's not like Totland has not been playing well in training. So we see it, every day in training. Jake has done it, came in and did a great job against the Galaxy, has been in good form. But I'm happy that, Tots has stayed very focused, hasn't wavered at all. He's prepared himself well, and then to step up and have definitely his best defensive performance of the years is really nice, especially as we try to build the momentum that we're talking about building into next year.
We'll go to Phil.
You mentioned self-inflicted wounds in the first half. It looked like Reed coming in the second half might have been trying to solve some of those problems. Can you talk about what he added in the second half, maybe in the build-up even?
Yeah, I mean, Jaden's he's a really good attacking player. He's learning how to be, a defender at this level. And so he had a few mistakes here and there, but I really like the way he's playing. And I think he, again, took another big step forward. Didn't give anything up, was up and down the left-hand side for us, really connected with Cello a couple of times when we were trying to get out of our back third and in our build-up play. So nice that he's come on and had a really good, 45 plus minutes to close out the game.
We got time for two more. We'll go back to Tom.
Did you get a yellow tonight?
Yes, I did.
What'd you do?
I was very unhappy with, I hope you guys saw this. Simon was the defender for San Jose, came in a tackle, and it's a 2-footed tackle, like studs showing, lunging, and that's usually an easy call for the official. Simon jumped to avoid, potentially having his legs broken. No foul. Next time it comes down, Simon jumps for a challenge in the air, and whistle. And I just lost my mind because I can't even figure out how those two plays are. One is not called at all, and somehow is not a foul, and the other is. So, but I'll take it. It wasted probably 30 seconds too. So we were trying to close out the game. So I was just trying to contribute to the whole effort.
And did you think it was a foul before they went to the VAR on the PK?
Tom, I'm like, for as long as I've been in this game, I'm so confused right now by some of the ways that VAR is. So I didn't know. I had no idea. And, on the bench, I'm like asking the guys, what do you think? And they're like, well, maybe, but so many of those seem to have gone against us. I said it earlier. We talked about it a couple weeks ago. For some reason, I felt like the soccer gods were turning the corner and being in our favor. And, it must have been a true penalty. I haven't really looked at it, so I'll go look at it now. But nice that if it was obviously a foul, and for them to pull that back gave us a little cushion, probably a false cushion, because that, I would suggest maybe we still after it more and played a really complete first half than what we showed there at the end.
Hey, do you need to be more ruthless?
That's a good way to put it. I thought but again, I'm sitting here saying we were pretty ruthless in our defending of the box for that last 70 minutes. So you got to give credit where credit is due, and we haven't been good at that, and we were really good at that tonight.
Thank you, John.
Thank you for joining us. We appreciate your time.
All right, thanks.
Congratulations.
Phil, good to see you. I haven't seen your face on these in a while, so nice to see you.
And go.
Cedric, we keep talking to you. What's it feel like you haven't been around all season, but for you guys to win a game on the road?
Yeah, it's a great feeling. I think this was our strength this week. We win the first game on the road. We get the 3 points, and we are very happy about this.
After you guys go up 2-0, what made it so tough for the remainder of the game?
But it's a good question. I think we have to see the video next week, and yeah, it's true. It was not our best game. We start, I think, very well, and after 20 minutes, I think we lost a little bit the game. But at the end of the day, we have the 3 points, and that's what we want and count.
Justin?
Is that impressive in a way to struggle that much for that long and come away with the 3 points?
Yes, of course. I think it's for everybody. It's good for the heads, for the feelings, for the team, for the staff, for the fans. Yeah, that's what we want. The first game on the road, we have the 3 points, and I think we can go home with a good feeling, and we are ready for the derby next week.
Go ahead, Justin.
Yes, I think for your goal, this is now the third time in the last 4 games that you've scored in the first 10 minutes of a match. What is it with the start, with how the team is rolling off the kick, that has you playing so well within the first 10, 20 minutes of these matches recently?
Oh, it's a good question. I'm very happy about my goals in the first minutes. I think it's for us as a team very important to start good in the game, but we have to keep continue the game like the first minutes. I think it's not always the time to score in the first. I think it's my second goal in the first 4 minutes. But yeah, I'm very happy to have the team so early in the game, and yeah, I'm very happy about the 3 points.
And then on that play as well, Rasmus cuts through the box and takes a lot of defenders with him. What was it like just seeing kind of that space open up for you in the box like that?
Yeah, I think we talk a lot under the week in the training. We have a lot of scouting from San Jose. Yeah, that's why Ross makes this run and makes everything open for me. And yeah, I'm happy that it works, what we do in the training.
We'll go with Matt Rocchio.
Cedric, similarly, a lot of your goals have come on you kind of cleaning up a play at the top of the box after, Bescher brings down a header in last week's game, or this one where you're trailing the play and you get hit with a comeback and pass. Why have you been so successful getting so many of your goals, picking up the play from behind the main part of the attack? Why have you been so good, like in the hole behind the striker, and been so successful from that spot?
Yeah, I think it's my favorite position to have the game in front of me, to see the situation, the spaces. And yes, of course, I'm very happy to have the team that goes. That's why I'm here. I love it to score goals, and yeah, I think and I hope in the next weeks they come up.
We'll go to Matt Baker.
Cedric, what do you feel changed in that between the first 20 minutes and everything after that? You were on the offensive so much, and then things just kind of fell back a little bit. What changed on the field from your perspective?
Oh, so early after the game, it's tough for me to give the right answer. But we talk right now after the game, also in the halftime. That's not possible to start so perfect in the game. After 10 minutes, we lead 2-0 and lose the game after 20 minutes. That's unacceptable. So yeah, I think we have to talk about this in the next week and makes it better next week at home against a big opponent in the derby. But I think we are ready for the next game.
We'll go back to Tom.
What was it like in the locker room after the game? Was this an emotional, a joyous celebration in there?
Yeah, it was not the biggest celebration. I think, of course, it was important win for us, first game on the road. But we have worked hard the next weeks, and yeah, we all points and won in the last 4 games more points, and yeah, finished the song good and starting to the new season. I think we have a big chance in the next season to make it better. Yeah.
What have you learned about Roman Berkey, seeing him up close and what he can do in a game?
Oh, Roman is incredible. I think he has today 4 or 5 huge saves for us. Yeah, Roman is I think the best keeper in the league. So we are very happy to have him in the goal and behind us.
Just what was it like? You guys had to play so much defense there. What was it like playing all that defense there for a very long stretch of time?
Yeah, I said before, it's so close after the game. Difficult for me to give the right answer. We start so good in the game, and yeah, lose the control. Sorry that I give the same answer, but I think on Monday or Tuesday we go in the scouting and talk about it, and hopefully we can make it better on Saturday.
We got time for one more with Cedric.
Anyone?
Yeah, Cedric, knee-jerk reaction after the game without watching the tape. How do you feel your performance was individually, full 90 minutes?
I think also for me it was not the best performance. Of course, I came good in the game, but after the first half, yeah, it was not my best performance. Of course, we can do it all better, and but yeah, I score. I have the team with a goal, and we have the 3 points. So right now, the team is more important than me.
Cedric, thank you for joining us. Appreciate your time.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Cedric.
Thank you.
I'm being told that we are rushing out of here. So that is it for us tonight. I'll have an open slate for you guys on Tuesday when we get back, as everyone will be excited for the derby. If you guys need anything, we'll send notes, quotes, and audio out shortly. And then I'll roll out the schedule for the week, but it should be pretty much the same as we normally do for Saturday match. So thanks all for staying up super late, and I'll see you all when we get back on Tuesday.
Thanks, John.
Thank you,
John.
John.
See ya. Take care.